Shanghai, a gateway metropolis where global currents of people and ideas have long converged. If these walls could talk, what stories they'd tell. Take this building, for instance. Today, it's the Shanghai Telecommunication Museum. But rewind to the early 20th century. This was part of the Great North Telegraph Building Complex. One day in 1928, a young American who had never been to China before steps into the building. "My schedule says 6 weeks, no more," he remarked to his Missouri alumni, newspaperman J.B. Powell, who rents an office in this building. But this young man was about to find himself swept into a drama far grander than he could have imagined. He would spend the next 13 years in China, evolving from a curious traveler into a committed journalist and a crucial interpreter of China's destiny to the outside world. This young man's name was Edgar Snow. At 23, Edgar Snow arrived in Shanghai, a city of dazzling glamour but simmering tensions, a microcosm of China's turmoil. Snow stayed and found work as an assistant editor at Powell's publication, China Weekly Review, and also served as a correspondent for various American media outlets. Over the next few years, he traveled extensively throughout China, peeling back the layers of this ancient civilization. He witnessed a nation grappling with modernity, torn by natural disasters, warlords, mismanagement, and internal chaos. China was also fractured, riven by civil war, as Chiang Kai-shek's Kuomintang government attempted to consolidate its power and crush the rising communist movement. Then, in 1931, a new and ominous force entered the equation: Japan. The war arrived in Shanghai in January 1932, exploding in a brutal battle that would forever alter Snow's perspective. Right here, this preserved section of railway isn't just a relic of the past. It is a powerful reminder of a pivotal moment in history. This was the site of fierce fighting, where the Chinese 19th Route Army bravely resisted the invading Japanese Marines. Edgar Snow was not far from this very spot when the Japanese launched their initial assault. He witnessed firsthand the full carnage, the shocking brutality of modern warfare unleashed on a city utterly unprepared for its fury. Snow, filing one of the first dispatches for the New York Sun, became an accidental war correspondent. It was the deliberate targeting of civilians, the wanton destruction of cultural heritage that ignited a moral outrage within him. This experience led to his first book, Far Eastern Front, which gave a voice to the Chinese people, exposed Japan's aggression, but was largely ignored by a West not yet ready to listen. 6 years would pass before Nazi Germany invaded Poland, and 8 years before Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. China at this moment stood largely alone against the rising tide of fascism. For Snow, one burning question remained: what force could unify this fractured nation against such a powerful enemy? This question followed him to Beiping. There, he connected with student movements and hatched a daring plan to breach the Kuomintang's blockade and reach the mysterious Chinese communists who were advocating for a united front. At that time, Red China was an enigma, a land shrouded in darkness and rumor. Access was almost impossible, but a connection forged in his Shanghai days would provide the crucial key. Song Qingling, Dr. Sun Yat-sen's widow, provided Snow with the help he desperately needed. Madame Song used her influence to aid Snow in slipping through the Kuomintang's blockade to reach Yan'an, the heart of the Chinese Communist Revolution. And the rest, as they say, is history. In Yan'an, Snow witnessed the revolutionaries, long demonized, and interviewed their leader, Mao Zedong. This journey culminated in his international bestseller, Red Star Over China. The book offered the Western world its first glimpse into the enigmatic Red Army and Communist China, detailing their mission and resolve. A New York Times book review called the events detailed in the book one of the major facts of modern history, for it portended the long-predicted awakening of the Chinese people and the frustration of Japanese imperialism. Edgar Snow left China in 1942. His 6-week stay became 13 years, transforming him into a bridge between worlds. Years later, Edgar Snow returned, publishing The Other Side of the River, a reflection of his revisit to China. The title itself was a powerful metaphor, a symbol of the deep divide between East and West, and his enduring mission to bridge that gap, a message that still resonates today.